Talking with Travis Welsh from the Missoula City Police Department, and we had a report that shots were fired over at a motel on West Broadway. Travis, what happened?
About 3 o'clock this afternoon, Peter, we received information from the U.S. Marshal's Office that a fugitive they had been tracking from the state of Washington was, in fact, in Missoula. And they had located his vehicle at a motel located in the 1100 block of West Broadway. Then they requested our assistance. We assigned officers to be in the area to surveil the front of the motel where the suspect's vehicle had been located. At one point, he was identified in association with the car. There was also a female passenger with him. At a point where he decided that he was going to leave, a decision was made to block him in the parking lot rather than let him get back into the building where he might barricade himself or get out on surface streets where he might lead officers on a pursuit. We had information that he was armed and dangerous and that there was caution to any law enforcement agency engaging him for an arrest. The officers moved into position. As he saw them, he began to back away from an officer he saw coming in from one end of the parking lot. He realized that the way to his rear was blocked also by an officer. At that point, he accelerated rapidly forward towards an unmarked vehicle that was occupied by several U.S. Marshals. At that point, a Missoula police officer viewed a threat, and he did in fact fire 3 rounds from a duty weapon into the suspect vehicle, and the vehicle then crashed into the deputy marshal's vehicle. At that point, the suspect and his passenger were taken into custody. Suspect had glass fragments in his eye. He was treated at the scene, but otherwise there were no injuries. Both people are currently in custody at this point. The male suspect had an outstanding warrant for his arrest in connection with a drive-by shooting in the city of Moses Lake. It's our understanding that the female passenger was part of that investigation. Both are in custody here currently at Missoula PD.
The marshals were not injured when their car was crashed?
They were not. Fortunately, they were able to avoid injury despite the suspect vehicle crashing into their vehicle.
Okay. Was anybody hurt in the motel then?
No.
Okay.
There were no injuries other than the glass fragments.
Well, did you determine if the suspect was indeed armed?
That's still part of the investigation that's ongoing at the scene, and I do not have those details.
The investigation goes where then, Travis?
Since there is an officer involved as far as a shooting incident, we are going to turn this investigation over to the Division of Criminal Investigation, who will conduct anything further from this point.